Another little sneak peek of Custodes rules to come. We've got a leaked datasheet for Trajann Valoris himself. It seems that he's been working out and sharpening that axe since his last Codex. Hello and welcome back to Warspec Tactics, where today we're taking a look at another small Custodes leak. This one's a new datasheet for Trajann Valoris, and it's one of Games Workshop's good old reliable packaging ones. When they repackage the new models for their 9th edition Codex, they include the new datasheet in it, though what we get is really quite a stripped down datasheet. We don't see the special rules or the points values, but we do get to see some of the most important changes there, the stat line of the model, and any obvious war gear changes. From what we can see though, it does look like the leader of the Adeptus Custodes is going to be hitting harder, and perhaps even better at taking a punch. So let's talk about Mr. Valoris then, and the changes that have happened to his datasheet. As I'm sure a lot of people will already be aware, Mr. Trajann Valoris is the Captain General of the Adeptus Custodes, perhaps a kind of the equivalent to the Chapter Master, but for the Golden Boys who are far, far above normal Space Marines. It means he's basically one of the most important people in the entire Imperium, and is right at the pinnacle of humanity for combat prowess. Even before these changes, he's already a really solid choice for the Adeptus Custodes, an 190 point HQ model. He's currently got 7 wounds and a 3+ invul save, pretty good in this fight with damage D3 on his attacks, and a couple of really handy special rules in some rerolls for Custodes both to hit and to wound when they're nearby him, and a really quite fun and powerful moment shackle special rule. A decent buff once per game where you either get to regenerate D3 wounds, casually fight again and hit the enemy twice, or have your next stratagem cost 0 command points. All of those are really solid options, and just add to his all-around value. Now though, with his leaked datasheet, he does look even stronger. His +1 wounds now going from 7 to 8, +1 attack going from 5 to 6, +1 leadership to leadership 11, as is par for the course for Custodes now. They have that across the board. He retains his extra Misericordia attack at the same profile, and perhaps the single most meaningful change out of all of them is Watcher's Axe has become a flat 3 damage. It used to be D3 before. Otherwise it's still unchanged. He's still hitting on a mighty strength 10 and AP -3. That really changes him from just a generic fighty character to one that's now intensely dangerous to any vehicles or hard hitters that he gets his hands on. I believe just with average rolling that will be something like 13 or 14 wounds per turn to a standard vehicle that's toughness 7 or toughness 8. So if you do get Mr. Trajann Valoris up to a battle tank, then with average rolling, that battle tank is going down. Damage 3 is also a lot more impressive against the -1 damage mechanics that seem really quite common throughout 40k now. Dreadnoughts and Death Guard are going to favour him that bit more. And of course it's going to be super helpful against any 3-wound infantry going about. You don't really want to be fighting him too much with Gravis Armor Marines. Other than that, the rest appears more or less the same to me. I would bear in mind that we don't know the full story yet, so we might well have some other changes to his stat line and abilities. I think the biggest and most obvious change is that he's likely not going to be benefiting from his own aura abilities now, so he won't get the reroll ones to hit and wound, and that's going to be quite a nerf to his reliability. Though I still think that the extra attack plus the extra damage does mean that he's usually going to be more threatening than he was. I think there's a pretty good chance that his command abilities get an upgrade in some way. Most other faction commander type models can nominate 1 unit for full rerolls to hit, and that usually can include characters, so hopefully he'll still get a similar ability to that he can apply to himself when it's in need. Perhaps more important than that is his points cost though, whether he's kept that 3+ invul save, and any changes to the moment shackle special rules. All of those are going to be massively important when comparing him to standard shield captains that you can give warlord traits and relics to see whether Mr. Valoris makes the cut against more flexible options. Overall though, another fun little teaser. I've got nothing against this guy being truly dangerous on the battlefield. He is genuinely one of the more important and renowned characters out of the entire Imperium right now. As always, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to Warspec Tactics. I'll certainly be covering any more news that we learn about the Custodes, including doing a full review of their Codex when we finally get it. Finally, if you'd like to help support the video and keep new ones coming, I would just like to mention that Warspec Tactics does have a Patreon page, and you can find that down in the video description. Making all the videos does take a fair amount of time, and if you are watching regularly, any support is enormously appreciated. Channel patrons do get a few advantages, such as seeing certain videos early, regular votes to see what sort of things happen next on the channel, and automatic entry into the regular prize giveaways with a chance to win some big model kits each month. If any of that sounds good to you, or you'd just like to help support, the link is down in the video description. In any case, a massive thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.